I'm actually going to set up a little bow fishing rig for my son. He enjoys bow fishing probably more than I do, and I got him this little bow a couple years ago to hunt with. He really hasn't taken to deer hunting that much, at least not bow hunting anyway. He likes to gun hunt some. So I'm going to take this and do a quick little conversion, set it up as a little bow fishing rig. And I've got this one I set up for myself, but it's just an old PSE. It was my first bow that I ever hunted with. I've kept it. It really isn't worth anything. So I took it and converted over, made a little lower budget bow fishing rig out of it. So I'm actually going to take this reel and stabilizer, reel mount, along with the pass-through rod, and switch over here to my son's bow for him. This is a adjustable little diamond bow. This goes down to a really light poundage. I forget what we've actually got it set on, but he can pull it back pretty easily. It has a very wide range on it, widely adjustable. It can, I think, go all the way up to maybe 60, 65 pounds. So, actually 70 pounds. It goes from 5 to 70 pounds. Draw length of 26 inches. So, he can pull this back, he can shoot it pretty easily. So we're gonna convert this over for him. Super simple. If you've never done it, I'll link. Got all the parts off Amazon. I'll drop a link to them in the comments below, or in the description rather. I'll probably put them in the comments actually, so it'll be a little easier to find. So I'll get rid of this in a minute. Actually, I might just leave that on there and just let him shoot around it. Now we'll take it off. Get it out of the way so he can free his hand up. With a child hunting or fishing, or the boat fishing, I want him to be able to quickly jerk his hand off and get there. He has been bow fishing several times. He's used a friend of mine's got a bottle rig set up, and he likes it. I've made him use that and work with that several times, and he's gotten pretty proficient with it. That's a lot of trouble though, dealing with the bottle setup, and he's handling it really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade him here to this, and don't know what I'll do for myself as far as whatever type of rig I use. And I cannot promote the use of a pair of pliers on a nut. My dad would not like seeing that. So, but I'm not going to walk out to my shop to get a wrench to actually set that with. So, bought these 3 pieces separately off Amazon. Had this set up about a year. And I will take it apart and give you a little breakdown of each one of them here in just a second. So, I'll take it apart so you can see. This is just a reel mount. All this is just a piece that screws in where your stabilizer goes. It's got 2 nuts to keep it from backing off. I've never had a problem with this backing off before. It's a reel mount, just like a fishing rod. So this piece slides back and the reel comes out. This piece is separate, and I'm not going to take it apart, but this is a just a shoot-through rod that comes out, and Muzzy makes a little nicer version of this. This is one of the cheaper versions I got off Amazon. This is as well. I believe they're about 1/3 the price of the actual Muzzy. Muzzy has a much nicer version, but I didn't really know if we were going to like bow fishing. We clearly do. My son loves it, so I just didn't want to dump a ton of money into just low-end, just initial setups. So it's the reason I just took this old bow and converted it over. All right, so here we go. I've got it off my old bow. Now I'm going to slip it on the new one. One of the reasons I'm not going to disassemble the shoot-through rod from the actual reel mount is this is already lined up. The indentation inside the mount that the the actual reel sits in is already lined up with my shoot through rod. So that's one of the reasons I'm not gonna take this off. This is already set for you. So I'm gonna put this on and give myself just a little space here to work with. And I'm gonna screw this into the stabilizer. When I get down towards the end, I'm gonna work to make sure I've got the arrow rest upright as well when I get up there. So right now that's going to be top, so I'm going to back it off a little bit, almost 3/4 of a turn. Now I'm going to have to set it here. And this is where I'm actually going to have to go get a wrench to actually tighten it down like it needs to go and lock both of those nuts together. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I was having trouble with the spacing here with the two nuts and getting it to line up so that I could get the indentation there, the slot for the reel to sit in, to sit perfectly upright. So brought a couple of nuts out to use as spacers. See what happens here. With that pretty tight, we've got one nut and two washers was the magic number for getting us the proper spacing we needed, and that lets our reel mount line up straight up and down, so that when I put the reel on it, locks in. Try to let the camera get a good view of what I'm doing there, and tighten this one down. All right, there you go. The fishing string is going to go through here. Then you tie your arrow on. Go ahead and pop his arrow rest off for him, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Almost. All right, guys, there you go. I'm gonna pop this arrow rest off for him just so he didn't have to really worry about it. I'll leave the sight and the bracket for the arrow rest on, and then converting it back to deer season will be as simple as just putting the stabilizer back on it and checking the sights. So there you go. Of course, before you shoot, you push the release, knock your fishing arrow. This has the rest that'll hold it on. You shoot, and then you reel the fish in once you stick your arrow in it. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. And again, I'll drop a link to these parts. These are very, very reasonable parts. You can see they worked well. I had a little bit of issue just getting the spacing right so I could get it completely tight and still hold it upright as well. But no issues, no complaints. Probably do a assembly on my next bow with actual muzzy parts, and if I do, I'll do a review of that and let you know how that goes as well. Thank you very much for watching.